imagine. Let me throw a few of these Celtic comments at you. Ryan says, why are Celtic not just spending big? If the cash is there, when you would make it back, if you can build a good squad for the Champions League, it's a no-brainer. It's been complicated because Rangers are making good progress as well. Stranger Code says, Celtic better get the finger out and sign some players. The season starts in a few days. And all we get is rumours. It's impossible being a Celtic fan every January and every summer. And on top of that, we've got a few people calling, asking if there's any news on the Casper Hogh.
Is that where you're going with?
We've been debating it here in the studio, how you pronounce Casper Hogh's last name.
Well, we've got Swedish Henrik, our producer.
Yeah.
Admittedly not Danish.
Not Danish.
But he was going more like Hogh, wasn't he?
Aye. You said almost say it like it's Chris Hogh. So Casper Hogh. Hogh. It's fun to say.
Is that who? I think it's that. It's the Billy Connolly one.
Aye. So Casper Hogh, apparently he's in London. I did this Record Celtic podcast earlier today, which is out there if you want to check it out with Ryan McDonald. He seems to say that
he's here for a medical, isn't he?
He's in London for a medical. Apparently it's all on schedule. He will be getting announced. But other ones, Celtic, there was a lot of transfer buzz that yesterday on Sunday that it would be a big weekend and maybe Hasim Hassan, the Egypt winger, would be getting announced, but there's no news on that front either.
Well, I think he's only just about to return to training at Real Oviedo.
Right.
He was given an extended leave after the World Cup. I think this one is one that Celtic are really keen on.
Yep.
And when you think about it, right, and Martin O'Neill, God, not the weekend past, but the weekend before that, was talking about, well, I don't want to say players will be in on Monday because it could be Wednesday.
Right.
And here we are, more than a week later, and they're not in. But we think Casper Hogh is about to get done. This is significant business.
Aye.
And, Celtic fans, and by the way, I'm not criticising them for it. They've every right to be upset, raging, furious at the way the transfer dealings have been mishandled over a consistent series now of successive transfer windows. It's been nowhere near good enough. But I have to say, it's a very positive step for Celtic. If they're prepared to break their own record, because I think it's a little bit more than the deal for Arne Engels.
Mm-hmm.
£11 million, he's a striker. You're never certain, especially from Bodo Glimt, have a brilliant setup, and the players are phenomenal when they're at Bodo Glimt. They don't tend to travel well when they've been sold. But from the little that I've seen of this guy, he's big, he's powerful, he's aggressive. I think he's clinical.
He's done it in the Champions League.
He's scored goals in the Champions League. I think this is a really significant signing for Celtic. Now, if they then follow that up with a move for the Egyptian winger, again, dyslexia, Hassan Hassan.
There you go.
And then the German midfielder, Mika Boer. If they could get these three bits of the jigsaw in the door this week, I think even the harshest critics of the Celtic board would have to say, well, do you know what, guys? Well done. You've by the way, you should have been doing this weeks ago.
Yep.
They should have been in the door well before the start of the domestic season. But better late than never. And even if Michael Nicholson's coming out in a cold sweat and thought having to sign off on these checks, it could be as much as you could be looking at another £11 million for the two of them on top of the £11 million for Hogh. Now that's £22 million plus £6 that's already been spent on Camilo Duran.
Yep.
And at that point, you say you've got to give them credit for that. You've got to give them credit because what they're doing is living up to the demands and the expectations, perhaps surpassing some of the demands and expectations of the Celtic support.
Yep.
And not a hard to please Celtic support. But I think that there on its own, you look at it, you go, well, that's good. However, here's where the problem is for Celtic and the perennial problem for Michael Nicholson. You get all that business done, and then somebody says, aye, but there's only really 18 million because you got 10 million back from Maida. Then you haven't dealt with outstanding issues. Arne Engels, who will demand his move this summer, and expect his move this summer.
And you might not get 25, but you'll get 15. conservatively.
Somewhere, let's just, for argument's sake, let's say you get £15 million in the door there. Real Hatate, he'll want to leave. So what are you going to get there? And let's say, for argument's sake, another 5 million. So they'd take up to 20 million. Then you've got an issue with Callum McGregor, the captain who hasn't signed a new contract and who ended last season with saying, by the way, do not take it for granted that I'm going to sign a new deal and just stay here.
Yeah.
I want to be Celtic captain as long as Celtic match my ambition. And I don't want to be a Celtic captain who plays or leads out a team that can't win trophies. He's not going to accept that, Callum McGregor. That's an issue that remains unresolved. And Callum McGregor, by his standards, has had a very low-profile summer in terms of his media work. Usually he's out fronting up this, that, and the next thing.
Yep.
Not heard a lot for Callum this summer, which suggests to me, plus the fact he got himself a new agent, didn't he, towards the tail end of last season, plus the fact Brendan Rodgers' son also works with said agency.
Why would you, if you're 33, you've got 2 years left in your deal at Celtic, why would you move agents?
I'm not even, I mean, hardly needed an agent.
You said I didn't mean I didn't have an agent.
All these things feel a bit up in the air. Paulo Bernardo looks like he could be moving on. That's an entire midfield.
Aye.
So see, after saying brilliant, Michael Nicholson, you've done great, you've went away, you've opened up the bank vault, you've dusted down the dollars, and you've went away and spent some of it. Brilliant. But see, if you've then make more in sales than you've spent on incomings,
you've not really invested in it.
You're back at square one.
Aye.
And the Celtic fans will be raging again. Plus the fact, any chance you can get as a midfield.
Aye.
So, and there's continued interest, and it's no surprise over Alistair Johnson as well. What if somebody comes in there? I tell you, see, if somebody does come in there, Celtic had better be sure that they've got their fingers on the button ready to press it for a replacement of a similar quality.
Aye.
Because you saw the difference to that Alistair Johnson made to that Celtic team when he came back from injury last season.
Yeah, big time.
He was a big miss throughout that period when he wasn't available to play, and he just gives the team so much more attacking balance and threat.